Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's good to be with you guys today. It is so good to be with you guys today. I'm just going to wait on everybody to come in. This is impromptu, so a lot of people were not aware that I'll be coming on at this time, but it was just very, very important that I'm here at this time because I have just I have learned so much in the cause of 2 weeks. And I was like, I have to share. So go ahead and get your friends. Go ahead and click share and then tell me where you're watching from. But I'm just excited to give this word. I actually have 3 Facebook Lives today. And there's such a glare on my glasses. Yeah, I need to take it off. When it's time for me to see, then I'll wear it. Yep. So I'm just gonna wait on you guys. Hello, Pat. Ajuri, thank you so much for being here. Like I said, I have 4 Facebook Lives today. And they would be on 2 different pages. Well, actually on 3 different pages. I'm going to be talking about mental demons. Let me put that down. Emotional demons, okay? Emotional demons. I will be speaking on that on our Pearls and Paul's International page, and that should probably be like in an hour or so. I would make sure that the link is here. And then what I want to talk to you about now is actually on my segment called Bear. Okay, Bear with OMENESA. And my topic today is stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. So go ahead and get your friends in. Go ahead and click share. Type, say where you're watching from. And then I'm also going to have a segment called Nurse and Pray. And I'm just going to give you a couple of stories of my interactions with my patients. I have been in the hospital and I've been in the nursing home for 2 weeks now. Because of the snow in New York, I was stuck at work, and I have learned so much from my patients, just so much, and that I would like to share with you. But now, like, we're just gonna tackle the topic, the segment Bear, okay? And I'm just gonna turn this down a bit. Yeah. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. So, y'all, thank you so much. Now, this is why you need to listen to your doctor or listen to anybody in authority of something that you don't know. My optometrist told me to get glasses without the glare thing. And I was like, oh no, it's too expensive, yada, yada, yada. Now look, there's so much glare on these glasses. I can't even see my own self. Hey, Kiara. Hey, girl. That's my girl. It's good to see you, Kiara. God bless you, my sister. Shamika, God bless you for being here. You are one of the reasons why I jumped on here. Because when you called me today, you can testify that my voice was very low. You are one of the reasons that I jumped on here. So thank you. Maxime, thank you so much, Banki. Ajiri, Patricia, God bless you. God bless you for being here. So I'm going to be putting on and taking off, okay? This is so embarrassing. I'm going to be putting on and taking off these glasses. Next time that somebody who has information more than you, when they tell you something, listen. Don't argue with them. Hey, Pay, my bestie, God bless you for being here. Raymond King, you are doing well. Lovely glasses. Thank you so much. I have to see. I am wearing my contacts and my glasses at the same time. So my topic today is stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And I'm going to turn this down a little bit so I don't have to, feel like I need to yell or anything like that. Please go ahead and click share. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you all so much for being here. So stay in your lane. Now, a few weeks ago, right, I was like, whoa, I started to miss retail. Most of you know that before I got into the nursing field, I had done retail for so long. And I had done clothing retail. I had done grocery retail. I had done a lot of things in retail. And then I was very good with credit cards and stuff like that. And then my mother died and I went into the nursing field full time, you know. But so I started to miss retail, especially when I went to a store. I went to Forever 21. I went to Macy's. I went to a lot of stores. Hi, Natasha. And congratulations again on all of your victories. So I went to all of these stores and I noticed, okay, if you have ever worked in a clothing store before, if you have ever been an employee of a clothing store, there is a disease that you catch, the disease of having to clean up a store that does not belong to you. So when I go to the store, when I go to grocery stores, when I go to clothing stores, I literally see stuff on the floor and I fold them up and I put them back. So I went to the store like 2 weeks ago. I was at Macy's and I was like, I mean, the whole place, like, because they're going out of business in that particular area. So I was helping them fold stuff. Like I'll see stuff on the floor and I'll pick them up, or I'll see stuff like in the corner and I'll hang it up. And I was like, I really just need to go back to retail. You know, even if it's just for 2 hours, I need to go back to retail. But because I have been in retail for so long, I can't go as a sales associate. I mean, come on. I'm in my 30s. I can't be no cashier, you know, so I have paid my dues. Okay. So I applied at this very, very popular store, and I would not say the name, but it's popular and everybody knows the store. And I applied as a manager, either the manager of the store or an assistant manager. But I knew that I was not going to be a sales associate. I was just going to do some kind of managerial work, right? Let me say hi. Hey, Shamika. Hey, Bukola. Thank you so much for being here. Pastor Shego, thank you so much for being here. Kay, thank you so much for being here. Our topic once again is stay in your lane. And before I go any further, please, if you have not signed up for my legacy class is going to be holding on Friday. And in this legacy class is a one-day class. I have decided to be doing a monthly class, just for one day. And so this particular class is on legacy, how to plan the rest of your life. Because a lot of us have already lived for 30, some have lived for 50. How do you plan the rest of your life so you don't make the same mistakes? How do you write a will? How do you save money? How do you accomplish your dreams, time management, and how do you get rid of toxic people who are taking up your time? You know, so that's what this class is about. Please sign up, and I'm going to have that in the footnotes on this video when we're done, okay? But please sign up. You can also sign up on WhatsApp at +1 917 349 7226. +1 917 349 7226. Okay, now moving on, stay in your lane. So I was like, I really need to go back to some kind of retail. I can do my nursing at night, and then I could be a manager like in the daytime, you know, maybe like from 11 to 4, or, you know, just something. I just started to miss retail. I applied for the job, and immediately, this was just last week, y'all, immediately I got a notification to come the next day to speak to the district manager. And so on my way to the interview, now listen, on my way, please don't miss it. Our topic is stay in your lane, and I'm not going to keep you. Okay. On my way to the interview, I kept saying, oh God, please let him not accept me. And then another part of my brain was like, what is wrong with you? You just applied for this position. Like, what's wrong with you? And I said, Lord, deep down in my heart, I know that if I work the night shift from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. as a nurse, as a CNA, if I do that, then I'm getting off work at 7 a.m. and then I'm going to have to go back to work as a manager in this place. Hi, Natanya. And then I'm going to have to go back to this place. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to have time for that. And I'm taking acting classes, and I'm about to get signed with the modeling deal, and I'm doing my album, and I'm mentoring people, and I'm writing books, and I'm doing, Lord, how will I do that? And instantly I realized that sometimes we decide to make decisions just to find out if we are worthy or not. It's not because we really want that man. It's not because we really want that woman. It's not because we really want that job. It's not because we even want to be in that vicinity. But we kind of play little games with our mind and with ourselves, trying to find out if we are still valid. It was a subconscious game that I was playing. Hi, Doris. It was a subconscious game that I was playing with myself to find out if I was still relevant in that field. You see, but when you start playing games like that, when you start trying to inquire if you are relevant or if you are still important or if you are still this or if you are still that, you end up wasting your time. Because it takes time for you to make inquiries, because you have become a detective. You see how much time it takes for them to find out who died at so-and-so time and at what time and where they died. And then they have to find all the witnesses, and then they have to do this. And all of that takes so much time. And sometimes you can't even get a court case till after a year just to find out one piece of the puzzle. Anyway, I still went to this interview, right? I went to the interview and the manager is talking to me, and I tell him all of my years in retail and how I sold the clothes for so-and-so, and how I used to be a personal shopper, and how this and that, how even some of my customers, some of my clients in Kentucky still keep in touch with me till this day. Hi, Nsima. Still keep in touch with me till this day. And so I am there saying, just telling him all of my experiences in retail. And the man says, okay, but I'm looking for a manager. And I said, yes, I have done retail for over 15 years. So surely I could be a manager. And he said, well, but I'm not looking for an assistant manager. I am looking for a manager. And I said, okay, now what would that entail? And then he said, listen, he said that will entail experience. This is how I know that I have grown. Once upon a time, ladies and gentlemen, if you told me such a statement, I would go look somewhere for experience, and then I would come back. Now, this is my word for you today. Is why are you trying to get experience in a field that you are not interested in a field that you are not going to use? You and I know that it takes about 3, 4, 5 years to really nail an experience to be hired in a higher position. Why would you put in all of that time into something that you're really not really interested in, all because you just want somebody to call you Dr. So-and-so. You just want somebody to just give you a title, or you want to be able to say, I am the manager of that store. How may I help you? But deep down on the inside, you don't even want to be a manager. I mean, like, let's be honest. You just want to wash cars for the rest of your life. We do have people like that, okay? All you want to do is teach children. That's just what you want to do. All you want to do is be a writer. All you want to be as a housewife. That's just all you want to do. But you go around chasing after accolades that you really don't even have the time for, and you really don't even want, but you just want the title. You just want your head to be big, and you want people to call you Dr. So-and-so and Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. Some of you even married the wrong people because you want to be able to say that you're married. So this man said, you're going to need experience. You see, but do you know one thing that I have experience in? I have experience in ministry. I have experience in emotional healing. I have experience in both emotional healing from my personal experiences and from mentoring people. I have experience in singing. Hello, Mr. Peter Onyeneku. I have experience in being married. I have experience in infertility and not being able to have children. At this time, I have been trying to. I should rephrase that. I can have children. We just don't have children at this time. And I have never been told that I cannot have children, so I cancel that. I cancel that. But I do have experience with trying to have children. Do you understand? But I do not have experience with being a manager. You are going to be hired based on your experience. And when you hit 30, 40, 50, whatever you're trying to do should be in trajectory to what you have been doing, if that's really, really where you want to continue being. Stay in your lane. I am called to be an emotional healer. I am called to be an evangelist. I look at people, and I could look at a stranger on the train here in New York, and I see all of their life. I can literally see, the Holy Spirit will show me stuff. That's my lane. That is my lane. Ministry, serving. When I go to the nursing home, when I go to the hospital, I have nurses and colleagues who cannot stand a particular patient. Cannot. Because the patient is too much, and really the patient is too much. But for some reason, when I walk into that room, it's not just because of the anointing. It's not just because I'm a Christian, because we have nurses and colleagues who are Christians. It's not because I'm religious. It's because I am in my lane. So when I walk into that room, and that patient who was so confused, that's the word. Like we usually say that the patient is confused, or, when I walk into that room and the patient is no longer confused, when I walk into that room and the patient is confused, but they are calm, they're not combative, they're not beating me up. I have wounds from patients who have beaten me up, slapped me in the face, called me a witch, called me a bitch, told me to go back to my country. I've had all kinds of patients. But I've noticed that the more I stay in my lane, in my field of nursing, in my field of emotional healing, in my field of loving people, in my field of serving people, the more patience God has given me. Where I'm patient without even realizing that I'm being patient, because it's become a part of me. I walk into my patient's room and I'm just happy to be there. The patient is pooing and peeing and crying and yelling for their parents. Now, mind you, this patient is 90 years old. We have patients who are 96 years old, 80 years old, and they're crying for their parents. This will tick a lot of nurses off, especially if you've been there a double shift. Come on. Hi, Mr. Jude, Ona, Faith, Emmanuel, Agada. Thank you so much for being here. Hannah, thank you for being here. My topic is stay in your lane. So, being in the nursing field, I am always burned out. But how come that when I walk into the room, my burnout is not evident? That's because I'm in my lane. I am in my lane. Now, does this mean that you wouldn't be uncomfortable if you are in your lane? No, that's not what it means. But you would have more grace for where you are supposed to be. Okay, experience matters. We are moving higher by God's grace. Yes, Shatima. Excuse me. Yes. But when I went to apply for this retail job, the man said, I'm looking for a manager who has experience as a manager. So God answered my prayer to not give me the job, because I had to dissect, why was I applying for this job in the first place? I know I don't have time. I do not have time to be the manager of nobody's store. I don't even have time to be the manager of my own store. I don't even have time. I don't have time. But I wanted to prove a point to myself, if I was relevant or not. And so that's my first point. Stop doing that to yourself. That is very, very dangerous. Walking around looking for ways and playing gimmicks on your mind and with people to find out if you're relevant or not. You know how sometimes we women, we'll ask our husbands or ask our boyfriends and be like, oh, why do you love me? Sometimes there's really nothing in that question, but sometimes there really is, because you really want to find out if you're still relevant. Why don't you ask yourself that question and stop asking people? Why don't you stop applying for jobs that you really do not want, but you just want to get a title? You just want to have a title. Why don't you stop exhausting yourself? Because this is how we exhaust ourselves. We exhaust ourselves by eating more than we can chew and chewing more than we can swallow, because we are trying to prove a point to everybody and to ourselves. Look, you are already relevant. Do you understand that you are a piece of a big puzzle? Without you, nothing is complete. Do you understand that your marriage cannot work without you? Do you understand, okay, that your parenting is not complete without you? Do you understand that the world is not complete without you? Do you understand just how powerful you are? Okay? When you don't show up at work, everybody knows. Because you are powerful. Okay? You complete the big puzzle. So you don't have to go around chasing and seeking for validation. You don't have to. So when he looked at me and he told me, okay, and he said, I am looking for somebody with experience, I was like, okay. And then I was curious. I said, okay, so how much do managers make in this retail field, this particular store? When he told me how much they make, I literally sat at the edge of my chair, just ready to run out. I was not ready to go. I was ready to run. Okay. I was like, what? How dare you insult people like that? Like, that's what was in my mind. How can you pay somebody that little? So that also told me that sometimes you were chasing after a dream that you're higher than. You were chasing after something that you're bigger than. There was a certain audition that I had been wanting to do for years. For years. That show used to be on BET. For years. For years. Over 5-6 years, I had that desire to audition for that show on BET. I finally got the opportunity to not just audition, but I actually ministered and performed in front of a huge crowd. And do you know that when I finished singing on that crowd and I got to see all of the famous people and everybody that I had been watching on TV for so long, I was like, okay, is that it? Is that all? Because somehow along the years, I had overgrown. I had grown beyond that particular dream. I had grown beyond that particular desire. I had grown, but I didn't realize it. So when this man told me how much they make, when he told me how much managers make, I was like, the devil is a liar, please. I will stick to my nursing job. So sometimes you could be chasing after something that you're bigger than, after something that you're more powerful than, after something that you have overgrown. You're not even in that place anymore. Type it down. I am not in that place anymore. Type it. Say it. I am not in that place anymore. And while you're typing, please click share. I am not in that place anymore. I am no longer in that place. I am not that person. That person is no longer me. I am not that person anymore. I do not work in places that are beneath my pedigree. I don't. Okay. And now for you people who may say, oh, well, she's looking down on certain people and on certain careers. No, I am not looking down on nothing. I am trying to tell you that every position that you find yourself is supposed to be progressive. Okay. You cannot be a gate man for the rest of your life. That is a progressive job. Okay, why do you think that parents make jokes at their children when they say you're going to be in McDonald's for the rest of your life if you don't study? Because McDonald's is a stepping stone. Well, it is a stepping stone. You are not supposed to be a cashier like that in that context for the rest of your life. Hi, Brother Wesley. Thank you so much. I am so humbled. Brother Wesley Benjamin, thank you so much. Mr. Matthew Ojo, thank you so much. Auntie Ricky, oh my goodness. Auntie Mukadas, thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, you are not supposed to be in the same place for the rest of your life. No, you cannot be a gate man for the rest of your life. Okay, that position at your job, you deserve a promotion. You have been there for 15 years. Okay? And this is why there is ranking. There is such a thing called ranking. Okay? And you deserve that ranking. Stop going beneath your pedigree. Stop going beneath your years. Oh, well, the pay is good and I'm used to driving down that route and I'm used to these people, and I'm used to this manager, and I'm used to this area, and I'm used to this field. Come on. You are bigger than that. So when this man told me that I didn't have the number of years for a managerial position, I was like, okay, why don't I just find out how much this position is in the first place? And I found out that the salary is a crying shame. If I tell you the salary, first of all, there is no overtime. For those of you who don't know what overtime is you get paid over, like you still get paid over the amount of time that you are mandated to work. Hi, Miss Terry. There is no overtime. There is hardly any overtime in retail. Okay? But in the nursing field, please. There is so much overtime. You don't know what to do with yourself. So sometimes a lot of us are chasing after levels that we are higher than. That's why they're not hiring you. That's why that woman don't like you. That's why that woman did not accept your proposal, because she's not even at your level. But God knows that. No, I am not looking down on people. Look, people have paid their dues, and you have too. When you pay your dues, you deserve the pension of that due. When you pay your dues, you deserve the remittance of that due. When you pay your dues, you deserve the respect of that due. That's why when my mother was sick, when she was in the hospital, I was so riddled with pain. And so one of the doctors walked in, and I noticed that this doctor was a Nigerian because of her name. And I just flat out called her by her name. Lola, so how are we going to go about this? How can we take care of mommy? How can we? And she looked at me and she said, Dr. Lola. First of all, her name is not Lola, okay? But she looked at me like, are you crazy? I mean, I know that your mother is dying, but honey, you have to observe protocol. Because I have been in school for 11 years. Or I went to school for 10 million years. I don't know how many years these doctors go to school, but what I know is that they are in school till the day they die, because they're always doing some kind of program. So she looked at me like, doctor. And I learned my lesson. And that's why when I'm at work and people call me young lady, come here, young lady, or oh, sweetie, honey, who? I have been married for a decade. You cannot call me sweetie. What is wrong with people? I am 3 years to 40. Are you crazy? You cannot call me sweetie. Why? Because I have paid my dues. Okay? I have 19-year-olds calling me OMENESA. Who? Were you even born when I started breathing? So, look, you are higher than where you are. Type that. I am higher. I am higher. I am higher. I am bigger. I am powerful. Shamika, you are powerful. Mr. Wesley, you have been consistent. I don't know where you work. I don't know what you do. I just know that you are a tall brother. I know that you are a handsome man. I know that I bump into you in so many events whenever I'm in Nigeria. I know that you are an avid follower, but I do not know your personal job, Mr. Wesley. But I'm looking at your picture right now, and I see that you have been consistent. You have been consistent. And for people who are consistent, there is a dividend that comes their way. And you will get what you deserve in the name of Jesus, Mr. Wesley. Angel, I am higher than where I am. Yes, you are. Bumi, I've paid my dues. Yes, you have. You have paid your dues. You have paid your dues. Stay in your lane. Number one, when you are older, it's more important to stay in your lane. Okay, I remember when I first moved to New York and I was like, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do and I want to get my master's in this and I want to get my PhD in that, and everything that I was saying was not what's the word? I was not talking, like, there was no synergy in all of these things that I wanted to do. And my coach at the time, her name is Mary Christine Anthony. My coach at the time was like, no, whatever you're going to do has to enhance what you're doing right now. Okay, so if you know that you want to be a pilot, why on earth are you training to become a swimmer? Is that what we're doing now? Like, are we training on swimming at 50? Are we doing that? But you want to be a pilot, right? Okay, so then why don't we go to aviation school? Why don't we learn how to fly a kite? And then we can learn how to fly a plane. But no, let's just go learn how to swim. No, we are not trying to be swimmers at this time. Okay, because you have already lived 20, 30, 40, and now you realize that, you know what, this is really, really what I want to do. So everything that you do has to coincide with where you're going. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time. Type it. I will not waste my time. I will no longer waste my time. You cannot waste your time. Look, if you work in a hospital like I do, you would see how precious time is. When you look on the wall of those patients and you see how they looked on their wedding day, how fresh their skin was. This is 2021. So you can imagine my patients who are in their 80s and 90s right now. You know that they got married when they were 16, when they were 15, because back in the day, like, they did marry young. Hi, Miss Faye. Hi, Terry. And when I look at their pictures on the wall, and then I'm looking at the patient, and then I look at the wall, and then I look at the patient, and then I look at the wall, and I'm like, this is time. This is the evidence of time. What do your wrinkles stand for? Ooh! What do your wrinkles stand for? Type it in. What does my wrinkles stand for? What do my wrinkles stand for? What story are my wrinkles telling? Did I waste my time? Was I good to people? I have patients who their family does not want to see them until they die. That tells me a lot about that patient. Maybe how that patient used to talk to their children. Maybe they were never there. Maybe. How did you use your time? What do your wrinkles stand for? When I look at my patients and I see their skin hanging and I see their face drooping and they're looking at me and some of them don't even know their name. And I'm like, God, how am I gonna end up? What are people gonna say? Did she write a Bible in 20 different languages? Did she do outreach? Did she give to her neighbors? Was she a loving wife? Was he an abusive husband? What is it? Was he a good husband? What do your wrinkles stand for? Did you work wisely or did you work yourself to death? Most of you know that I have been working for the past few days. I was stuck in my facility, okay? And all my supervisor kept saying is, it's nursing, it's nursing. Once you are stuck, once you go to work in this nursing field, you better pray that it does not rain or there's no tornado or there is no storm because you will stay at work. And so I've been at work for 2 days, right? And all I kept saying in my head was, oh gosh, I am so exhausted. I am so exhausted. I am so exhausted. If I hear one more call bell, one more call bell, just one more call bell, Lord, please, Lord, make this patient sleep. I went as far as praying for all of the patients and I said, sleep in the name of Jesus. You will sleep all night. You will not ring this bell in Jesus' name because I was so tired. Look, you have already worked so hard. Stop making decisions that will make you work harder. Type that down. Stop making decisions that will make you work harder. Do not marry the wrong person. That is a lifetime career. Do not work in a place that you hate. Because you're going to be dodging people. You're going to be dodging the supervisors. You're going to be dodging the managers. You're going to be dodging everybody because you hate your job. You already have aspects of your life that are very, very tiring. Stop making tired decisions. Decisions that will make you extra tired. There is something that I did 2 weeks ago because I started the second year of my master's 2 weeks ago, right? And I typed 3 assignments in one day. So 3 weeks assignment, I typed it all in one day. Why? Because I realized that I have a very, very busy schedule. I realized that I have a very, very exhausting schedule. So I decided to make my life easier by typing all of my papers in one day. And voila, 3 weeks has gone by and I was in the hospital for 2 days working. Can you imagine if I hadn't done that and this snowstorm came in and I'm stuck at work? What time am I going to have? There will be no time. And then that's how I get an F. See, a lot of us get Fs because we refuse to study the exam. It's okay for you to fail the first time. It's okay for you to, the second time. But come on, like when you're failing the third time, there is something that you're not paying attention to. You got to study. You have to study the test. You have to observe. Now, in my case, my test is just my life in general. I have a busy life. And I have studied my test. I have studied who I am. I have studied how long it takes for me to get tired, how much work I do before I completely shut down. I have studied if I do not type this paper on Monday, I will get an F because I'm not going to be able to turn it in on Wednesday, even though I think that I'm going to have strength on Tuesday. But I have studied that on Tuesday, I am completely worn out. So there's no way that I'll be able to do that. See, I've studied. You have to study your life. You have to observe your environment, observe your marriage, observe your children, observe your job, observe every aspect of your life. Observe, observe, observe. And then when you observe, comply. Write it down. Comply. Comply. Don't try to resist it. I used to be that person. Oh, I'm going to type a paper even though I'm about to fall asleep. Oh, I'm going to type a paper. 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 My eyes are bloodshot red. I am exhausted. I could literally hear the cries of my patients in my head. I could see some of my patients because I'm an empath. And then, of course, like y'all know that my mother has passed. So my father is my responsibility. My husband is my responsibility. And I'm thinking about all I have to do in place of a daughter, in place of a wife, and in place of a friend to my dad. Because I am his friend and I am his daughter. And I do play those roles efficiently. And sometimes I am his psychologist, I am his counselor, and I am his prayer partner. Okay, so you have to observe the different aspects of your life. You got to be honest with yourself. Okay, you got to be honest with yourself. Okay, number 2, grow towards that direction. I've already explained that. Grow towards the direction in where you want to be. If you want to end up being an NP, which is a nursing practitioner, you could go straight into being an NP. Can you even go straight into being an NP? Well, you have to have a bachelor's and then you got to do your RN and then you got to do, there are many things that you do to become that NP. There are many things that you do to become a manager. There are many things that you do to become a lawyer. There are many stages. You got to go through all of those stages and you got to make sure that you respect the work that you've put into that stage. Type that down. Respect your grind. You know, like, respect the hard work. Respect your hard work. Respect your own hard work. When you respect your own hard work, people will respect it. Respect your own hard work. You see, the reason why a lot of people are disrespecting you is because you don't even take time to celebrate yourself. You don't even know how far you've come. You have no idea. You don't even know how far you've come. You've come very far. And when you can admit that to yourself, other people will be able to see that. Okay? Other people will be able to see that. Number 3, stop distracting yourself. This is not the time to be making decisions that do not add to you. If it's not adding to you, cut it off. Cut it off. I remember when I invited a motivational speaker for one of my events. And this speaker sent me a message saying, "Oh, I'm in a place in my life where I do have to start receiving in the same measure in which I give. So I just wanted to ask you, how many people are going to be at your event? Am I going to be able to sell my products? Am I going to be able to do this? And am I going to be able to do that?" At the time, I found that to be very strange. Why are you asking how many people I have on my platform? I mean, like, I'm inviting you for something and you're asking me such frivolous questions. This is what was going on in my head. And then, of course, I grew into the same field, which is an emotional healer and an emotional coach. And I realized that I cannot keep counseling people and throwing myself and giving myself to people who don't give themselves to me, or I'm not receiving any kind of thing in return, either in money or either in people actually soaking up what I'm giving. And I can't just speak to just one person because I have a lot of work that I am doing. So this is something that you need to take cognizance of. And I'm going to be getting off here in a minute. Number 4, don't compare yourself with people. Don't compare yourself with people. Okay, everybody has their own mission. Everybody has their own vision. Okay, everybody has their own vision. So don't compare yourself with people. And then lastly, don't chase anything or anyone, because remember what I told you about being a piece in a big puzzle, right? You are one piece in a big puzzle. So without you, nothing is complete. So why are you chasing? Why are you chasing, and who are you chasing? Don't be chasing nothing, and don't be chasing no one. Stay in your lane. Do what God has called you to do. Do not try to get a job that you know that you're not even qualified for and you're too old for. And please, like, just stay in your lane. Okay. And sometimes when you don't have experience in something, even if you are 1,000,000 years old, you would not get paid in that field because you don't have that experience. So why on earth? About that, I am going to have to go in a minute. There are too many phone calls and it says that my memory is full. So yes, do not compare yourself to people. Just a quick recap. When you're getting older, it's more important for you to stay in your lane. Do not compare yourself with people. Number 2, grow towards your direction. Okay. Number 3, don't distract yourself. Number 4, don't compare yourself. And number 5, don't chase anything or anyone. Please go ahead and click share, click share, click share, click share, click share, click share. And if you want to give a token or a donation to the work that I'm doing, I would really, really appreciate it. You could send it to Cashapp. The information is there. Or you could also send it to the Nigeria account. Hello, Prexy Sam Ola. Thank you so much for being here once again. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. God bless you. And I will see you next week, Tuesday. Bye-bye.